For someone who does not have much knowledge on opera, I have a great appreciation for this film, and indeed I enjoyed it. So yeah, let's jump into the review of this film I'm talking about right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be talking about the film Falling For Figaro, which is showing at the Bentonville Film Festival this year. So upon attending this film festival, I wanted to see what this film was about. It is in the spotlight category, so you know, since it's one of the main featured films of this year, then I say, you know what, let's see what it is all about. But yeah, you know, I don't have much knowledge about opera. You know, of course I've heard it. Of course I've heard iconic composers from operas, but I really don't know too much about it. But I will say that before I go any further, that this film was really moving and strongly because of the performances. And then you want to know, well, how can I engage or gauge what is a good performance, vice versa, a bad performance? Well, I can tell you this. Any performance in this film, I got chills, and I think that really speaks to the power of music, regardless of genre. If you can feel it, then it must be doing something good. And every performance that was in this film, I even the ones where we kind of see the character Millie kind of becoming to her own, even those I was kind of really invested into. So like that was the big thing for me, is that not only did not know anything about opera, and you know, part of the training and preparations to you know, compete at a competition, but it was the idea that I was completely invested the entire time seeing what goes on to get to this point. And then obviously when you get to the point of the competition, then you start to see people at their top tier, and up and down the board the performances was just really well. And while we're talking about performances, Millie, played by Danielle Macdonald, who is your lead here. Millie had a promising job at home. She has a fiance, boyfriend, something like that, and she leaves it all to pursue her dreams and to not only perform in an opera, but to also compete in a local contest. And so she seeks the help of one of the most iconic opera singers in her town, and Megan. And Megan is this character played by Joanna Lumley, who is very stern, almost emotionless at times, but she's real respected. But she takes on the challenge in training Millie, whether she wants to admit that she wanted to do it or not, and really helps her perfect her craft. So that dynamic we've seen the master teach the protege, and the master isn't truly fond of the protege. Then they eventually grow to each other. However, there's one other wrench to this, and then you have this character Max, played by Hugh Skinner, who works at they work at the same building that where Joanna lives at and whatnot, and he does numerous jobs, but he also performs as well. So essentially it's almost like Millie comes in as competition, so we see the two of them kind of trying to figure each other out, but ultimately grow really fond of each other, which then creates this really very predictable love triangle that comes about. But with that being said, the chemistry between Max and Millie is awkward, kind of strange at times, but then it grooms into something really magical, and I even bought into that as well too. So you know, there was aspects of this film that was a little comical, but mostly really driven on the drama, and then just the musical performances. I mean, you have really strong vocal performances happening in this film, whether you are knowledgeable about opera or not. Again, for me, and I only can speak for me, in these performances, I felt moved. I had chills. You know, the hairs on my arms stood up, so I knew something was being done right, and that I appreciate. So overall, as a film, as an overall production of a film, it's very solid. This was entertaining. It wasn't nothing that reinvented the wheel. Although they're, you know, focusing within the world of opera. You know, we've seen this story dynamic done in so many different categories. So you know, this is, you know, you can almost even say like the Rise of Skywalker. This was literally Luke and Rey and Kylo Ren. It was just that weird thing. And Kylo Ren and Rey all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, we're cool now. Oh, we actually kind of like each other, you know. So, you know, again, that's just the familiarity with the plot structure here. But nonetheless, I did enjoy this film, and I think this is definitely one you want to check out. It was even though it had a lot of familiarities within the plot, and it really didn't reinvent the wheel, it was still refreshing. And I guess it's just because of my lack of knowledge and experience within opera. That way, I was just able to just go into this and just appreciate it for what it was, and not really looking to have to compare it to something. But yeah, this is Falling for Figaro. Check this film out, folks. Jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about this film. And as always, folks, stay tuned because we got more reviews coming very soon. Big old bell.